Hey guys, Zen here bringing you the first of the Jedi Knight videos. This is also a level 1 to 10 with the Jedi Knight, so just to keep in mind of all the other things that I say during the other videos, is this video contains a lot of spoilers, so if you're not into that, oh well. I also took out the music at the beginning here because it's crazy with how it'll flag our video and make Star Wars, or LucasArts rather, take it down. So as always, I'll read you this little intro thing, and just a reminder, beta is beta. You may see some bugs, and if you do, that's not representative of the final product. So let's get started here. Prologue: The Jedi Knight. It is a dark era for the Jedi Order. The Sith Empire obliterated the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and slaughtered many of the Republic's brave defenders during the last war. The surviving Jedi have withdrawn to their ancient homeworld of Tython, where they take advantage of a fragile peace to train a new generation of guardians for the galaxy. Now a new hope emerges. A young Padawan, strong in the Force, journeys to Tython's dangerous wilderness to complete the final Jedi trials and become a Knight of the Republic. So there you go. That's kind of the intro to the class. You see here their little intro video with voice acting and everything, and I hope you guys enjoy. By the way, try to point out who the voice actor is here. I'll let you guys figure it out on your own. But yeah, like I said, please enjoy.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
I've never fought anyone I couldn't beat, including my masters.
Impressive claim. If you're seeking fresh challenges, you'll find them. The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Tython, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
Being a Jedi Knight is my calling. What else can the masters tell me?
Many Padawans feel the same way until they face the trials. That's why releasing preconceived notions is part of the Jedi Code. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. Enter your training with an open mind. You might surprise yourself. There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh Raiders, armed with blasters? He must be mistaken.
You could hear the blaster fire. Go help!
Calm down, Padawan. Never rush into a fight before knowing your enemy. Flesh Raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
What makes me any better than the others?
You've been trained for dangers like this. I know I can count on you. Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the Flesh Raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go! I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
You guys like my my little blind guy here? I know you do. They're pretty cool. So, that was me reloading the game right there, by the way. It was having some issues with fraps right there, but I fixed it. So we're going to hop off and go start leveling the Jedi Knight. Now, as a pretext, I'm leveling my Jedi Knight as Darkside, which is actually very typical if you think about it. I mean, if you think about the typical Jedi story, what happens in like every movie, which is that a Jedi Knight that's good goes to the dark side. I mean, that's kind of the synopsis of all the movies. So I'm going down that very, very stereotypical route. Now it's a whole lot less stereotypical for a Sith to go light side, and I think so far you guys have voted a lot. I mean, thank you guys so much for voting, by the way. If you don't know, you can go vote on our class voting video for what Holy and I will level during the live content. But really, a lot of you guys have voted for me to play a light side Sith warrior, and I'm cool with that. That sounds awesome. So I think so far, just based on what everybody's voted, that's probably going to end up being what I play. So I'm getting my bind point here, and I've got another quest over here to pick up. So what does this guy got to say?
Padawan, come here, quickly. The training grounds are not safe today.
Night Weller sent me to help with the Flesh Raiders. I'm combat trained and ready to help.
And the Force is with us. Few Padawans here can make that claim. The Flesh Raiders moved into the training grounds, organized and ready, attempting to isolate various groups of Padawans. There's a group of students in the hills we lost track of. They're not combat trained.
Don't worry. Those Padawans will get home safe. I promise.
I've got a beacon here. If you can find the Padawans and set the beacon, we'll send an evac shuttle as fast as we can. A group of Jedi from the temple is headed this way, but maybe not fast enough. May the Force be with you.
So just a little backstory here. Apparently the training grounds on Tython got invaded by Flesh Raiders, which are these like shark-looking dudes. They look like a hammerhead shark with a body. It's really weird. You'll see what I mean. But you come out here and they're all over the place. So I'm just a wee little Jedi Knight, or not even a knight yet. I'm just a little Jedi dude, and like I said earlier, I'm going dark side with it, which actually ethically provides a lot of really difficult choices later on. Like, you would think being a dark side Jedi would be easy. It would be fun, right? It'd be like being a dark side Sith, where you're just like, yes, kill everybody, electrocute them, ah ha ha. I mean, it's not that way as the Jedi, and it's weird. It's interesting how they wrote that whole story for them. But I was actually a little surprised, because it's just the only way I could really explain it is by using the... By the way, you don't have to worry about this. This isn't really a cutscene. It's just pointing out that there's a Padawan in a cage, and now I have an extra quest to go find Padawan in cages. But what I was going to say was that if you look at the Jedi code, it's like there is no something, there is balance, or there is peace. There is no emotion, there is peace, or something like that. And with the Sith, it's like there's no peace, there is like power, and with power comes, or with passion comes power, and with power comes, I don't know, something like that. But the Sith are like the exact opposite in the way they feel. So basically, the Jedi feel that if you show emotion, or if you feel emotion, that you're going to become passionate, and then the passion leads to the dark side, right? Which means that you really, as a Jedi Knight, you can't have like relationships, male or female. You can't have, by that I meant romantic relationships. You can't have like it almost seems like you can't have any fun, and it's weird. It's weird how that works. But I got a holo call here coming up that I'm gonna try to take, so let's check her out.
You're unharmed. Good. Flesh Raider shot me in the leg while I was rescuing some Padawans. don't know where these things got blasters, but I know how to use them. I've been evacuated to a med center, but the fighting isn't over.
I was expecting reinforcements by now.
Some are already here, but flesh raiders keep pouring in. That's why I'm calling. Another Padawan found a cave tunnel the flesh raiders used to enter this valley. I need you at that tunnel, making sure the flesh raiders don't get any more reinforcements through it.
I'll find this cave tunnel and seal it.
We need to end this conflict before anyone else gets hurt. Find the tunnel along the mountain range. May the Force be with you.
So that gave me my Jedi Knight quest there that I have to go into this tunnel for. But there's a couple... Ooh, a chest. Yay, loot! There's a couple other quests coming up over here. And one of them provides your first dark side choice, which is interesting to me. And you'll see what I mean. But what I was talking about earlier is like all these choices that you have as a Jedi are either you show a lot of emotion or you show a weakness with emotion and you get dark side points, or you don't show any emotion at all and you get light side points. So it's really weird. The Jedi feel very cold, like they don't have character. I mean, they have character, but it's really hard to explain. It's like it would be like watching a horror movie and not getting scared at all and just looking at it blankly. I mean, it would be like really weird. Or watching a comedy and not laughing at all. It's kind of the vibes you get from all the Jedi. Now, that's not the case all of the time, but that's definitely the vibes you get throughout the story. Is that how you're supposed to act? And you have to balance that against the dark side stuff, which is, it's kind of like being a real person. Like you feel hate and you feel love and you feel happiness and all this other stuff, and it's just weird how the dark side is the one to embrace the emotion, and the light side is kind of the exact opposite. They're kind of just like drones, really, and it's cool though. I mean, the dark side choices that they give you are actually really hard in that case to do, because you feel like you should. You feel like you're going to be playing a Jedi, right? You feel like you should go light side, or rather you have the idea that everything's going to make you feel bad if you do the bad thing. But in reality, it's all this kind of gray area, and it feels really cool. I really like the Jedi Knight story. And that was me blabbering on about ethical stuff for a while there to fill this space here, but I did want to talk about the class quite a bit, and I'll go into it more in detail as I get much more abilities. But basically, the Jedi Knight works like a warrior in many other MMOs. Like the first ability on my bar there is like an auto attack, right? It doesn't cost any of my power or whatever it is, and it generates it when I hit. But the second ability uses some of that power that I generate with that one ability. So it works a lot like the rage mechanic from Warcraft. So that's kind of the way you can think about it, and it works really well actually. You'll see what I mean later on. But I don't think you have a total of 100. It might be 50 or something that you generate, and all of your like actual abilities cost this power. I don't remember the name of it. Let's call it rage for the fact that it's pretty much rage. So you use, although it's the Jedi, so it wouldn't be rage. Is the Sith rage? Is that their mechanic? Is it uses rage, which is the exact same thing but with a different name? Anyways, now I'm going on a tangent. So basically, I generate this rage with my number one ability, and then all my other abilities cost rage. So all those abilities that I use would diminish the bar. So you're trying to get the bar up with one ability, and then using all your other abilities drains the bar. So it's interesting how it works. And also on my bar down there, on my hot bar, my number 9, if I can ever put the map away, there we go. Yeah, my number 9 ability is like a stance, and it works just like stances in Warcraft as well. So if you've ever played a warrior in Warcraft, that would be your reference for the Sith warrior and Jedi Knight. It works exactly the same, and it feels exactly the same. But there is a lot of different flair things that the Jedi Knight and the Sith warrior have that set it apart from other like MMOs with the way this class works. And you'll see what I mean as I get Force Sleep and stuff, or whatever it is. I think it's called Force Sleep, but it's basically a charge, and I like it a lot. So I've got this quest up here that gets morally ambiguous, so I'll let you guys enjoy that and see what I was talking about earlier, really, with the dark side choices.
How's he looking?
He should be resting in the Jedi Temple, but if you're determined to press on, I can help him along.
Give him the last of the Kolto if you have to. We'll fight again soon. Hey! Good to see another Padawan alive out here. You're lucky those creatures haven't caught you yet.
I've been searching for you. What happened out here?
Knew they'd sent rescuers.
We came seeking knowledge of the Jedi Code. The Flesh Raiders interrupted our trial.
Never fought like that in my life. We killed it, but Jaredin was badly injured.
I thought you didn't have combat training. The Masters wanted you out of harm's way.
We're not warriors. Besides, it is not the Jedi way to seek revenge.
That's your opinion, Meneus. It's not what we decided. Training or not, a bunch of animals won't keep us from becoming Jedi.
Isn't she right? Jedi don't give up, do they?
She is wrong. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no passion, there is serenity.
That's enough, Meneus. If you want to help us, we could use you. Help make the Flesh Raiders pay.
All right. Let's teach those monsters to stay out of the gnarls.
Here's what we need, then. If you can take the Flesh Raiders head on, we can come around and flank them. When you're finished, let the watchmen at camp know we're coming back. It just may take us a while.
May the Force be with you.
That's the Jedi Code. There is no passion, there is serenity. And I'll go into that in a minute here, but that whole idea is what I was talking about right there, which was in order to help them, normally when it says yes, I'll help you, it typically is a good decision, right? But for a lot of the Jedi stuff, when you help somebody, it's not helping them in a good way. It's like helping them take revenge, or it's helping them do this other stuff. So it provides you with a lot of a lot of choices there with your ethics, and it does play with your ethics quite a bit. But the whole there is no passion, there is serenity, that's completely opposite of what life is. Because in life, the best example that I come up with that makes sense is Holy and I. We have a passion to do these videos, right? It's our passion to do it. We love doing them, and we want to continue doing them, and we will continue to do them. But our passion is what drives us to do these in the first place, right? Now, if we were Jedi, IRL, then we wouldn't be able to feel the passion. We would just be able to feel the peace within ourselves, which is really Buddhist and kind of a lot of other Asian based religions have that kind of same idea. So it's really weird how that works. But yeah, the Jedis are they feel like drones to me. Maybe it's just me. Is it just me? Do you guys feel like the Jedi are kind of like that, and that the Sith are a bit more happy-go-lucky, which is a little ironic, or do you guys feel that's the other way around? Now, obviously, on the dark side, though, now this is one thing to mention. On the dark side, the passion is a bad kind of passion, because the passion usually goes to revenge or goes to hatred and other stuff like that. But I think that's how they balance out the whole idea of a light side Sith. Is a light side Sith would take the passion and use it with positive emotions. And I know that sounds really gay, but it's it would be a light side Sith may love people with compassion, and they may want to help a lot of people and that kind of thing, even though the Sith Order is all about getting power, right? But you can get power from being nice, and that's kind of a cool way to go about doing the Sith Warrior or Sith Inquisitor, is that you use that passion that you're not supposed to feel as a Jedi, and you use it for good. But like I said earlier, the Sith usually take that passion and use it for bad, so using it on revenge and hatred and stuff like that. So it's cool how that all kind of makes the Jedi and the Sith, like this giant gray area. Because the only thing at this point in the game that defines a Sith to be a Sith and defines a Jedi to be a Jedi is where they're trained. Really, that's what it boils down to, because a dark side Jedi can do the whole passion route that you would normally find on a Sith, and a light side Sith could normally do the whole, like, well, I guess a light side Sith actually doesn't work with the whole serenity thing. They really go for the passion as well, so that doesn't really work. But what I'm trying to say is that it blends together in this really gray area. Like, the only thing that actually makes a Sith is the way they're trained, and the only thing that makes a Jedi is the way they're trained. And I think it's kind of funny, because if you look at the way that they talk about each other, they're one and the same, and yet they act like the other one is like this crazy enemy. And I think if they realize that they're actually the exact same thing, that it probably would be a lot better. But maybe I'm wrong there too. I'm not a huge Star Wars lore nerd, so maybe I'm missing something about that whole thing. But that's what I've gathered from the story with the Sith Warrior and the Jedi Knight so far, or just the entirety of the Jedi story and the entirety of the Sith story that I've played. It feels like that's the case. So we're in this cave here for my Jedi quest, owning up some fools, some flesh raiders, some hammerhead shark dudes who apparently have the same swords I do, which is kind of confusing, but I'm not gonna debate with how they set that up. I think somehow these flesh raiders got a hold of weaponry, and you'll see that later on in the quest line here for the Jedi Knight and Consular. I think most of them share the same idea on this side. So there we go, dinged. Killed a couple more guys. Will I? Are there a couple more? Do I go and kill them? I don't think I do. We shall see. Nope. So I'm going to go turn in this quest, and you guys can hear the awesome dialogue and what actually is going on.
Stop struggling, Padawan. Your life was over the moment you set foot here. Because the Order must evolve, and you are weak.
What's this all about?
You are dangerous. You killed my soldiers. Not attacking, cleansing. And we have only begun.
I'll do some cleansing of my own.
Let's own him in the face. So this guy actually doesn't really put up much of a fight. So when he said I am dangerous, it's probably quite true that I was a little bit more powerful than he was. And this fool over here is just standing there like an idiot. Derp. And now he's got a quest for me. Like, hey, now I want to talk to you now that they're dead. Thanks, bro. Thanks. Let's turn this stupid quest in.
You two alright? What happened here? Thank the Force that you're both safe. This man's no Jedi. At least not one of us.
If he wasn't like us, what was he?
I'd call him Sith, but the Empire doesn't know where Tython is. This lightsaber, there's something familiar about it. Strange. You held off all these attackers by yourself with only a practice saber. Impressive.
The Force was with me as usual.
Don't confuse confidence with arrogance, Padawan. Your masters should have taught you the difference. This battle's over, but we don't want any more flesh raiders coming through here. That should hold them back for now.
I want to learn how to do that.
Well, spend a few decades practicing, and you'll pick it up in no time. Not yet. I'll get you to a med center. You seem all right to travel alone. Report to the Jedi Council.
I only just arrived on Tython. Where am I going?
Follow the path leading out of this valley. You'll find the Jedi Temple through the mountain pass. See you there.
Yay! Quest turn ends. So, apparently there's some dark thing going on Tython, and we gotta root out the problem and figure out what the heck is going down. So that's kind of the intro to this entire planet, and how the beginning of the Jedi story starts. And it ends in a pretty interesting fashion as well. And once it ends, that's when you head to Coruscant, and things get more political on Coruscant and all that nonsense. But for the most part, you can expect to deal with a lot of like sneaking dark side people, like people who nobody noticed was dark side, and then suddenly like, boo, like I'm dark side, you know, that kind of thing. I know that made no sense, but really that's what you can expect from the Jedi storyline is a lot of stuff like that, a lot of sneaking around with the dark side people and rooting them out. But that's just what I've seen so far. I haven't played a Jedi very far, but that's what I have seen so far. So that's what I gather that a lot of the story is like. But I'm sure it becomes much more difficult as you go along with the moral choices and stuff. So I'm excited to see that, and I do plan on playing a Jedi at launch. It just won't be the first one I do, especially because I have my main character I got level, which will be my Bountry Hunter. I gotta get that all the way to 50. I have to get them geared up, and I've got to get their crew skills leveled up and everything. I got to get my main character ready to do progressive raiding, because the way that our guild works is we're going to be doing competitive raiding on the server that we're on, whatever server the guild system puts us on, and we're going to try to get server first and everything. So that's our goal. That's what we want to do, just in case you guys were confused about our goal with that. So I've got my main character to level to do all of that. And then I've got my alternative character, my first alt, really, will be the character that you guys choose for us to play. And me and Holy will level those up together and do videos and stuff and have a lot of fun. But that will go in tandem with leveling our main characters. So in case you were wondering. By the way, yes, it does look like me and Holy start on the 15th. So we will have video footage a little late on the 15th, but we should have it within the afternoon with the United States time, so you guys should see some fresh live content when that goes live.
The Padawans are a bit shaky, but they're alive. They wanted to stay, so I cleared them a path.
That's brave of them, but not what the Council wanted. I hope they'll be all right.
Many of the natives died, but there was no way to take them all out.
Don't worry. We have experienced Jedi coming to do just that. No more Padawans will be allowed into the Gnarls until we've repelled the Flesh Raiders. You probably want to get back to your trials. Again, thank you, and may the Force be with you.
So there we go. Turned in the quest, got some better boots than what I had, I think. Yes, they are better. So yeah, as I was saying, Holy and I have a lot of leveling to do when the game actually comes out. And you will see stuff from us when the game launches, like the day it launches for us, which is on the 15th. So got my Force Leap ability there, and I got like an AoE slash thing ability, and I'll show you what that looks like before we bounce for this video. But we are coming to the end of this video, and in the next one we will do a lot more combat stuff. You guys will get to see the Jedi Temple. Hopefully, I think it's in the next video, you get to see the most hilarious bug ever with one of the Jedi Masters. It's hilarious. I really love beta. And, I mean, you'll get a good sense of where the Jedi Knight, like, how the class plays in the next video. You don't really get it for this first one, because this first one I was kind of just running around smacking things with a weird sword thing, but as we go along, you'll start seeing more of the Jedi flair that you would expect from this specific class, and I'm excited to show you guys that because it's really, really good, and the whole visceral combat actually makes the Jedi what it is. So let's see if I can charge over here. Can I charge that thing? No, I decide not to. Oh well. Well, I guess I'll show you guys the Force Leap in the next video. It's cool. It's cool. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but yes, click on the next link, and you'll be able to see all the crazy combat skills and everything that I get to do. Next video will also have a lot of dialogue, if I recall correctly. But other than that, I will see you guys next time.